Levi got me so excited to start this. Like,
What's up, GG Nation, GG Legion? Your fella Strauss man, the GG, back with his boy Chad.
the half-assed dad.
Yeah. And yes, finally, we're not wearing anime shirts, but it's anime time is back. And we just want to thank you guys so much. We're really close to 7,000. Really means a lot. You guys seem to really enjoy that,
Thanks to all the purrs liking the Catherine video.
Yeah, you guys seem to really like my Catherine explanation. But stay tuned for that. We might have a surprise for you. Wink, wink.
Surprise, surprise.
But what we're going to talk about, in my opinion, is an underrated shonen. And that's Fairy Tail. What? I know, weird name. Weird name, people. Weird name.
It's not weird.
It makes very much...
It actually fits...
It fits the show perfectly.
Fits the show perfectly, yeah.
But for people on the outside looking in, it's a very weird name. Because you're thinking of a fairy with a tail. But that's not what the meaning of that is. Anyway.
Not at all.
Like, that's what makes the show so good. Like, everything just works. But we're going to talk about Fairy Tail. We're not going to go super into detail with this. We just want... The purpose of Anime Times just kind of get you shoved in the right direction. And Chad and I had a really good convo of shonens lately. And then with the Yu Yu Hakusho announcement,
oh, dude,
that's why he was wearing the shirt in our last podcast together.
But it's been such a long week. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up. A lot of people, a lot of friends are in town. Work's been hectic. So many announcements for everything. One Piece is crazy. Yada yada yada. The world's going insane.
It's nuts. It
Games
really
are
is.
dropping. Well, Monster Hunter comes out in less than a month. Like,
we'll have probably one more podcast for you. Nightface is looking forward to it with Chad, us two together.
Are we gonna have like an end of the year?
Yeah, the end of the year, just kind of send off.
All right.
We're definitely excited at that. But let's get into the funness of Fairy Tail and explain a shonen just a little bit. And our first episode actually was a shonen, and that was Dragon Ball. Classic for... Well, Dragon Ball Z.
The shonen.
Yeah, the OG shonen, really, in a lot of people's minds. But let's explain what a shonen is a little bit. You want to start?
Shonen to me is what I believe a shonen is. After my many years of experience
of watching it, right?
Watching animes and reading mangas, usually revolves around a male or female protagonist. Usually male, younger, yes. Not always like a child. Usually in their teens,
teenage, yep.
But also, it's a mix between, like a coming of age story and. Like the ultimate quest to become stronger.
Yeah,
it's almost like any shonen I can think of. Like the main character's always striving to become better than
like
he
Goku
has been.
Luffy,
literally, Goku hunts down
Naruto.
Yeah,
the kid from My Hero Academia. I know I'm watching that.
Goku chuckles when he gets excited about.
Goku is the old man now of the group, but this shonen is. Very different because it's not Shonen Jump.
No.
So it's one of the underrated shonens, but it to me it's not part of the big three or the original trilogy that a lot of people have in their heads.
It did for a time, I believe, take over Bleach's spot in the big three, even though it wasn't one of the it wasn't a shonen manga.
Yeah.
But I believe it did. Like I believe at its apex when it was most popular. It did hit with a lot of people. Like it was up on those lists for a long time.
It was very popular in Japan. It got more popular later here, much later here. And sadly, as much as it has got popular here, it's kind of just ending.
Just like all the other anime.
Yeah, it's just
like
ending.
Bleach, nope, cut it off.
But
Naruto, nope, cut it off.
But let's yeah, I know, right?
That's just how it goes.
It's just like how it is, because the sales aren't good in Japan. They're not going to usually be good here. But it's funny how things over here get popular. Like Dragon Ball is kind of just taking off and super
Attack on Titan, bro.
Attack on Titan. But let's talk about some of our favorite characters and what really got you into Fairy Tail. And I felt like this was a really good one to talk about. Anyway, let's Fairy Tail because it's just a really fun show.
It really is, especially the first couple arcs or seasons, whatever you want to consider them.
Yeah, arcs. I would say arcs.
Arcs are pretty short. It is pretty long for an anime.
For a shonen, it's pretty short. Really.
Not compared to what like
Not Torko
not
or
compared
anything
to
like
like
that.
no Toriko and Fairy Tail are about the same length, I believe.
No, Torko only had like 50 episodes, I thought, or something.
No, episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go off just the anime itself, then yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fairy
Torko
Tail
and
lasts a lot
You're
longer.
right, yeah.
The manga
It's still very... Is it still
the manga's
popular?
done.
They finally finished in Japan?
They got the bleach treatment. They got axed early.
Yeah.
They couldn't finish it the way they wanted to. By the way, I love Toriko.
You ever watch the crossover with One Piece, Toriko, and Dragon Ball?
it's not-
I did. It was funny.
It's
It was
cute.
funny.
It's pretty funny, but it's not my favorite. But we should definitely talk about Toriko one day.
Yeah, okay. But what got you into Fairy Tail? What was one of your favorite characters and stuff?
Obviously, Natsu was one of my favorite characters. You meet him pretty much in the first episode. I think it's closer to the end of the first episode.
The
too.
first 2 episodes are really strange in the sense that it completely misleads you on what this series
yeah,
is.
because it's Lucy trying to.
Figure out,
find
yeah,
a
like,
home, really.
just figuring out what she wants to do.
And she herself is a interesting character. They kind of
Blondes have more fun.
make her a little more fan servicey at like towards the end of it, which is just
Even
it
from the
happens to
get-go, really,
everyone.
they dress her up a lot. Like
Well, yeah, but that's just kind of the
anime
the
style. Yeah,
of-
anime
of
style.
it.
Yeah.
But just the playfulness of all the original characters, like Urza, Gray, even the old man Makarov, and everybody else.
I love Makarov.
Laxus when he's a young kid, like younger and such a dick to everyone.
The Strausses.
Yeah, the
yes.
Strausses, Kana, like all of them. They're
All really cool.
They're all. It's a fun group of. It's a fun cast to like.
Yeah,
get
it's a
along,
fun group
get
of
to know.
individuals. But the first 2 episodes, like, if people that know me personally, this is what I usually always follow. I always, like, if I don't like the first 2 episodes, I get out. Don't do that to Fairy Tail.
You really shouldn't do that to any anime because
Honestly,
there's a lot of
yes.
animes that start off
honestly,
really slow and just
Honestly,
don't
with-
get to the points.
you're exactly right. Any show, really, you should not do that. But it's kind of my rule, and I'm always kind of going with it. But Fairy Tail, don't do that. Just watch the first arc, and it will blow your mind how well written and strong, like how strong the story is. My favorites obviously are the Dragon Slayers. You know, Natsu, Gajil's one of my favorites. He's basically the Vegeta of the show.
Yeah, Gajeel definitely is my favorite character.
He's kind of the
all of them. Truthfully.
But I really like these 4 as well, though, that are right behind us. Urza is such a strong, powerful female character.
right, and that's usually something you don't get in
Anime or...
a male focused shonen.
Yes, because it really is.
Yeah, because Natsu and Gray are really especially early on. Are the
It's
main
really
two.
about this guy, the pink haired fellow. It's really about Natsu, for sure.
Yeah, literally the whole
It's his
entire
story,
story
yeah.
is about Natsu.
It's his story, yeah. He's the typical shonen character, you know, like you said, learning for adventure, trying to get stronger.
Really loud.
He's trying really to find his foster dad, really, in a lot of ways, which is really cool, which I really like. Which is not very many people get raised by a dragon.
Like it's funny that we're talking about this now. You know, it's done. Like the manga's over.
Yeah,
there
yes, it
are
is.
going to be a few more like anime episodes.
They're doing
coming
a
out.
final season
They
in
said they were doing another
2018.
Season.
2018. If you got the Funimation app, I think they got almost all the way of part 2 up and 0 up on the Funimation app. Also, the collections are coming out for Blu-ray, so still support that. So they're still doing that. It does very well here.
I was going to say that if understand this is Fairy Tail. We're not talking about Zero. Zero is a key part to the story,
But it's a prequel.
and it's a lot shorter.
But it's a prequel.
if you're gonna watch it, you need to watch
Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail and then watch Zero, where it kind of fits into the time skip, because it fills in the rest of the story from that point on.
Yes, absolutely correct. Yes.
Like, I don't think they didn't do a very good job of explaining that, because when they took the break in the anime, that's what they did. They switched it over to Zero.
Yes, they did. Yep.
Which was fine with me. I was cool with it, because, shoot, I
lot
loved
of
the
people were
story. I
concerned.
wanted to know more about how everything started out. Because they kind of, you do just kind of get thrown into it, and Makarov's a beast, and he constantly talks about,
His past,
the first, and, all these fairy tale magic powers that
So
are
let's
around
explain that a little bit, because
Zero.
what Fairy Tail is a guild hall.
Yeah.
It's a guild hall. It's about these group of characters in their guild hall, which I said, like you said, you don't really see in episode 1 and 2. You're really kind of like, okay, what's going on here?
One big mischievous family under one roof.
Yes, and that's the best way to describe it. They're just a big, loud, obnoxious family.
Bunch of misfits.
Yeah, that punch each other in the face for sure.
All the time.
But they're wizards. So basically, they have magical powers. They each have their own unique powers. It's very well explained in the show, especially. But everything. This is one of the great parts about this shonen in particular. Most shonens make you kind of read in between the lines and kind of get stuff. Okay. This one really explains the arc well. The arcs are not long. No. They're very short. The only problem I really have with the show is when they hype up the big bad, they beat him basically in an episode, and then it goes on.
I mean, it kind of fits with the playfulness of the show, because even though, like, it seems like they're coming up against this, like, insurmountable force. Natsu is that insurmountable force.
He really is. He has
a lot
of powers.
He just doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And he, like, as you go through the story, he starts to realize, like, oh yeah, I am.
And it's also really good with filler. Like, it doesn't really have filler.
It's really not bad.
It only really has, like, 1 or 2 episodes in the middle, and then it gets right into the arc.
It's not like Naruto, where you take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and go to a backstory that means absolutely nothing.
It's really emotionally powerful, especially when they get to a certain arc, which we'll talk about later. But I really just enjoy it. Like, you get to experience all these characters grow up together a lot.
That must be the arc you're going to talk about then.
Yeah, like, it's really amazing to see these guys kind of grow up and kind of...
Because they do. They literally grow up together.
And Makarov himself, the big, powerful guild hall master, the guild master, he sees them as his kids. He loves these guys so much. He's seen in them
even though they misbehave constantly.
Yeah.
They don't listen to them.
Which is totally kids, for sure. Like, you know, they're kids with powers and amazing powers. Ice powers, fire powers, transformative powers, you know, summoning powers.
Reading script powers.
Yeah, reading.
There's random shit.
There's a lot of amazing stuff in this show, and it really is explained well. So it's a very powerful shonen. And you really get to know everybody. You get to know Elfman. You know, I never thought...
You do. Actually, more
so than the sisters, I would even say.
This... Out of all the anime I can remember watching...
Yeah.
I mean, this one goes into detail about lives of characters and how many characters there are. And they do it so well for each person. Like, even Kana or Gildart.
Yes.
Like, getting to know their backstory. And, like, that's just
And their
weird.
relationship's amazing. Like, that's an amazing relationship, too.
And
a sad one at first.
To take it even further, because you said you're going to talk about an emotional arc, I'm probably going to talk about Zero.
Yeah.
Well, everything you figure out in Zero is, like, a big info dump on everything that takes place in the future, especially after Zero.
Yes.
And what comes after the time skip.
Well, it's truly an amazing show, and I forgot to say how I got into it. How I really got into it is I saw it on Netflix one day.
I stumbled on it.
I saw it on Netflix.
It on YouTube.
It had 40 episodes. So if you have Netflix still, it still has the 40 episodes, which is about, I'd say, 5 or 6 arcs.
Pretty sure you can stream the whole thing on Crunchyroll.
Yes, or again, if you have the Funimation app, they have everything up there for you as well. But if you guys just have Netflix and you're looking for anime to watch just to kill some time, you will fly through
you'll fly through the anime episodes, for sure. I
did. 48 episodes, I'm sorry. The 48, like, the last episode is so emotional when you see what happens to that particular person and how it changes his story completely.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's really good.
A lot throughout the first couple arcs.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about that.
The first couple arcs are really playful baddies, and then it gets really serious, like super serial. Super serial.
Pretty much, and then it starts getting kind of like
to the point of death, serious, and then they put it easy on your heart a little bit. Then it gets kind of deep again. Like, oh my god!
I wanted to say something, but like,
don't spoil it.
When you say like, when you say death, like, it's a shonen, bro. No one dies.
Yeah, usually no, but it's emotional. That is emotional. Like, you didn't even know it wasn't going to happen.
Even the people who are really good at killing off people and keeping them killed off, like even Hunter x Hunter, like certain people get killed off and don't come back.
Yeah,
but
it's very rare. You don't see it a lot.
Kite gets killed at the end. You think Kite's dead, and then no, Kite's not dead. He's just a little girl now.
You know what You know what that really
kill
is,
people
though?
off, man.
You know what that really is, though? It's very much the comic book effect, the manga effect. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
we killed off Superman for a little bit. Let's bring him back. Let's bring him back. Yeah,
It's not really to that extent in these though. It's just like usually the main characters just have this like bubble shield around them that.
Well, they can't do that. Like they can't. But that particular character I'm talking about in that arc, which we'll discuss, is my favorite. It's just really emotionally powerful for her, and almost to the point where she was just gonna off herself.
Yeah.
And I love.
She does that multiple times though.
Yeah, she kind of does, but that's
especially towards the end.
But it's amazing to see, her progression, because you see her as an awesome, like what you said about Natsu, like a force that cannot be stopped.
Well, she's also really kind-hearted, and we're talking about Urza. But she's really kind-hearted, but at the same time, she technically is the strongest member of the guild. Like they constantly say it too, and at the beginning.
Yeah. She could take
except for when
Makura's.
Gildarts is around. Then when Gildarts is around, they talk about Gildarts being the strongest, but he's never freaking around.
Yeah, he always goes on those 100-year journeys,
right?
or whatever they call it.
It's actually really cool when you figure out where he's been.
Yeah.
And when he finally comes back, and then you like connect all the dots.
Also, his
and everything else.
His relationship with Natsu is really powerful.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's really cool. It's really awesome.
Think of it as I kind of think of it as like Gildarts is the father, and Natsu never really had.
Yeah.
Like even though he technically had a father in
a dragon,
in Dragneel,
yeah.
That's what his name was.
Yep. The fire dragon, angry dragon. Yeah. Very angry.
Which, by the way, in future arcs, they come back. It's pretty tight.
It's really cool. It's really interesting.
But yeah, the actual growth of characters throughout this whole, especially the first handful of arcs,
yes,
is you actually see progression, and it's almost
rare
it's
to
rewarding
show.
too.
It's rewarding,
like,
but it's rare to show.
You're watching it, and you're actually seeing these characters get stronger. I mean, I'll compare it to One Piece to a point. Like I remember when Luffy couldn't throw a punch.
Yeah,
and now he's turning into this big old samurai gorilla looking thing. I don't know what's going on.
But it's really interesting too, because this is like the problem they had with Dragon Ball. Like they had all these cool characters, and Yamcha was as much as he's a meme and funny now, he was a beast in Dragon Ball.
What anybody says,
Yamcha
to this day is still my third favorite Dragon Ball character.
He was a beast. Piccolo was a beast. Tien was a beast.
Krillin was a beast, bro.
Krillin was a beast. Master Roshi.
Destructo Disc? Come on. That's a joke. The fact that Frieza even caught it.
Then it's basically just became... No, you're fine. It basically just became Vegeta and Goku. And it isn't like that. Everybody gets time to shine. There is more powerful people in the guild than others, but they get the time to shine as well.
To go back to comparing this to other animes and shonens, this does a very good job at, even though Natsu and Lucy are kind of like your main two protagonists.
Yes, there really is, yep.
They do a good job at branching off episodes where you may not even see Natsu this episode.
Yeah.
It might just be all about Gray.
Yeah.
You might not even see Gray in this episode. It might just be all about Urza.
Yeah.
I think there's even one episode that's completely dedicated to Makarov. And, It's random.
Yeah.
But it's a good episode.
It's told well. It's told and written extremely well.
They give you a lot of backstory. And it's handled properly.
What do you? What was your favorite arc? You want me to go first?
Because yours is way earlier than mine is.
Yeah. Okay. My favorite arc, and it's a very emotionally, amazingly powerful story.
Very kind of twisty too.
Messed up a little bit. Yeah. Really messed up. And it's the tower.
Twists.
The Tower of Heaven.
Very M. Night Shyamalan-y.
Yes. And it's a good twist, though. It's a really good... It's not the M. Night twist where it's like... No. They give it away right from the get-go. It's a really good twist, and it takes you on an amazing roller coaster of emotions. Yeah. And it's a really fun arc, but a really depressing arc at the same time, but it's so fulfilling and rewarding. And it's...
Yeah, because that's really the first time they actually... They feel like you could be losing this fight, so you feel like
with the big bad in that, they really feel like, they really feel like they're really the odds are stacked against them. Yeah. Of course,
and Natsu takes it to a completely another level.
Yeah,
eating the thing, and
which is super risky because it's not his element. Because Natsu's power, he has to eat fire. Like, he has to eat fire.
No, he does figure out that he can eat other things. But,
Don't go too deep into it.
But the Ethereon is
Yeah.
like anti-magic.
Yes, yeah.
So
It was not smart,
No.
but it was cool. It was cool. But this arc is really amazing when you get to see Urza flashback to her horrible past because
Yeah.
she's such a strong,
really,
strong
that's rough too.
girl.
Especially when they escape and he's just like, nah. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Yeah, and
And
it's
just like left her in the dirt.
It's really amazing, and it's a really it's like most shonens. It's a story about friendship,
Yeah.
friendship, love, and what this guy, this pink hair goofball, goes through. The links he goes through his friends are absolutely amazing. That most people wish they would have a friend like that would go that link with
That
them.
message is hit hard.
Hard in Fairy Tail.
Almost every fight. It's always about doing things for your comrades, doing things for your friends, what you consider your family, and
And
he does a very good job at showing that.
Yeah,
pushing
and Natsu, that's
pushing
what
that
Natsu,
concept.
like you said, you hit it on the head. That's what they are. They're a family in the guild, and that's what Natsu sees them as. Because
Yeah.
none of these guys,
Well,
a lot of these,
they all see each other like that.
well, a lot of them
It
are
takes
orphans.
Lucy forever to fucking finally admit it.
Well, they're all kind of orphans, and they're kind of all kind of.
Yeah,
I don't want to
pretty
give too much, but what's your favorite arc? Just go watch that. That arc is in the first 48 episodes, so go watch.
I'm
Fairy
gonna
Tail.
slightly branch off a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna
because
go
Fairy
Zero?
Tail Zero isn't really part of Fairy Tail. It's kind of its standalone thing.
It's supposed to be, but it like if you go to like Crunchyroll or
It is.
It's listed
I
under
think they
it.
do even put it in the time skip filler
yes,
slot.
yes, it's put like in Funimation app. It's there. It's
That's pretty tight.
Zero's right there.
If you're gonna watch Fairy Tail, do try and watch Zero. Especially if you're gonna try and get
Watch
into
Fairy
the-
Tail first, though. Watch.
Yeah, try to do it in order. Try to catch up with Fairy Tail, and then when the time skip happens, watch Zero, because everything that happens in Zero preps you for the end of the anime and manga. A lot of little things in Zero pop up, especially dealing with loss and death.
Yeah, I haven't
And then-
fully watched Zero. but...
That hits hard in Zero, especially in the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get this feeling that I'm gonna call her the first because I can't really remember her name off the top of my head.
That's a
but
lot of
she's
episodes, Chad.
She's the founding guild. She's the founding guild member.
Yeah.
So
She's
they
the
call her
OG.
the first.
She's the OG. Yeah.
And her relationship with the three thieves, technically, that she meets, and what they become.
Yes.
To figure out that part, how one technically sacrifices himself. I don't want to get too deep into it.
Yeah, just let him watch it. Let him watch it. But that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like almost
and
every
then
arc.
even how the characters overlap.
This is one of the only shonens I could really say that has almost every arc pays off in a good way. Like really in a fantastic way for people.
It does get worse though. I will
Oh,
admit.
for sure.
I will admit after Zero, it does go downhill. That's when it started losing its popularity. Just like a lot of other things, like
Rider's Block, man.
Bleach hit a point, and then Bleach just started going down.
Yeah.
I think it was right after. Shoot, was it all the Aizen stuff in Bleach? I can't remember.
Yeah, the Aizen stuff wasn't as good, but for me, what really took Bleach out for me, I loved the first 2 seasons, but season 3, when it became about Bounce, the filler arc, that really just took me out of the.
I thought that was after Aizen.
Well, when you find out everything, and yeah, you're right, because that's technically in season 2 when you find out Aizen's.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I don't want. In case you haven't watched Bleach, it's up on there too on Netflix.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Bleach, you're a loser.
But honestly,
we'll put it to you straight.
But honestly, I only liked the first 2 seasons of Bleach. After that, I just wasn't really into
I
it.
feel you. I'm
And Naruto, I like the games. The games give you the true story. I like that a lot. And then One Piece, I wish they would have some really good games on it. And One Piece, it's hard for me to get into watching 200 plus episodes.
200 plus, try 800 plus.
I know, but I've done 200 plus, but not straight. I've done different arcs and different stuff. Like when I wanted to see his third brother come back, and like,
well, you just watched the episode of Sabo, it catches you up.
yeah.
On all that.
Well, no, I like Sabo a lot, but I wanted to see him get the Mira fruit and eat it. I had to watch like 45 episodes.
Yeah, you should have just watched that. You should just watch the episode of Sabo.
Well, it's just funny.
In
It's
an
like,
hour and a half, it tells you all that shit that happens in 40
I know, but it
episodes.
was cool. It was just cool.
And it actually tells you from Sabo's point of view and not Luffy's, so you can actually see what happens.
It's
Sorry, we're talking about One Piece.
it's just really interesting. Yeah, because it's in the shonen realm, and that's what we're talking. Because for me, Fairy Tail is right under Dragon Ball for me. Like, I only really watch 2 shonens, and that's Dragon Ball and this. I really love this to a T. It's a really fun, heartwarming show.
It's a lot of fun.
Don't kill me yet, My Hero fans. I'm starting to watch it now. I've heard that's really good. Black Clover, I only watched the first episode, so I'm trying to get into that as well. Give those a shot. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't hate One Piece. I don't hate Naruto. I don't hate Bleach or anything like that. It's just
certain shonens aren't your cup of tea.
it's just my cup of tea was definitely Dragon Ball. Before I even knew the term shonen, I didn't even know when I first started watching anime. I didn't even know any of the terms.
Don't.
I didn't know harem. I didn't know anything. Like, I didn't know Tenchi Muyo.
Ecchi?
Yeah, I didn't know Tenchi Muyo was a harem. Like, it was the first harem I ever watched.
And the fact that we used to watch it when we were kids.
Yeah, so like I didn't understand that. Like, I did not understand that until
I don't
later.
think the United States understood that. Period.
But
didn't
now there's a lot of amazing things I understand about animes. I'm starting to watch a lot of different, and I'm starting to watch a lot of slice of life lately, and it's really amazing. The 3 animes I'm watching in particular are really, really good. They're current animes right now too, and they're really, really good. But another anime time for that. So let's end this one.
Oh, we forgot something real important. Music in Fairy Tail is actually very underrated.
Very fantastic.
Yeah,
like,
the opening, like the theme for the song.
What's your favorite?
Like, that's so catchy. Like, I can listen to that thing.
My
4 days.
favorite ending is Merry Go Round. It's like the second.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Like right.
I like
that one.
I like more of the newer ones. I think Strike Back might be my favorite.
You don't like Rock City Boy? I like that one a lot.
It's alright. It's on my Spotify playlist.
But yes, that's a great thing too, and you guys have mentioned that about music, about music for us to talk about it a little bit. And yeah, like the shonens do a really good job with having great music. Like they just really do.
Okay.
Even Naruto has some great openings and endings. Like,
yeah, but that's only openings and endings. Like, it doesn't have a lot of good.
You're talking about the music inside
with the anime.
That's what I was referring to. Was
One
opening
Piece
and
is
then
the same way. One Piece doesn't really have good music throughout One Piece. It has good opening and ending songs, but
that's what I was talking about. Was that or particular? I actually like a lot of the openings of One Piece and the endings of One Piece. There's some really good bands.
But no, I like the way they use a lot of the main theme for Fairy Tail.
Like each person having their they each have their own main theme as well. Like Gray kind of has his,
and all the music fits, and it's kind of.
I agree with you. I like the music inside as well.
It kind of has a medieval feel to it.
It definitely is because it's the timeline in this it's very far back. It's like early times. Yeah. Like they don't have computers. They don't talk to cameras and stuff like that. They kind of do jokey ways around it because of the magic they could use. But
what they do to communicate sometimes.
Yeah, like to take a photo or something like that. But it's a really fun show. Great music, great action, great arcs, great storytelling. Great characters. It has all everything we really love in animes, and we're definitely maybe we'll have one more anime time before the other podcast. Maybe we'll see if we can try to squeeze that in. If not, we'll see you in 2018. But there's quite a few, and I want this guy to watch Gamers so bad, and I can't hold it in anymore. I want to talk about that so bad.
I got some time this weekend. Maybe I can squeeze it in.
Squeeze the 12 episodes in, but you know why? Because I've been watching it every day, and I love it.
Every day.
Like I watch some of my favorite
12 episodes.
I know, but I watch
it every day.
I like watching some of my favorites.
Sophie watched this 2 months ago. He's watched it every day since he saw it 2 months ago.
Yeah, I really love that show because it hits home with me and
what you like to do,
and what we like to do, like you like to do it too.
Yeah. Sorry,
but no. It's really amazing. Anything you want to end Fairy Tail on, like. like anything you want to end, and like I highly suggest just go watching this on Netflix, Crunchyroll, Funimation, whatever you got.
You get over gray stripping really fast.
Yeah, it's weird at first.
It is
but
weird
it's
at first.
but it's all explained.
You get
It's all
over it
explained.
really fast.
It's all explained, which is funny.
Natsu can get annoying, but stick with it. He's pretty cool.
Sub or dub, can't go wrong here.
Laxus is probably my second favorite character.
He's awesome,
Laxus
bro.
is pretty fun.
They're all really awesome. They're all interesting in their own way.
Yeah, all the Dragon Slayers that get introduced later on in
Yeah.
the story all have their unique little
But
take on
the 3 OG Dragon Slayers, you can't get better than that. Like
Oh, no.
Wendy, Gajiel, and
Wendy's a beast, bro.
Natsu. Those three,
She's like the only,
Trinity.
like, child in the
Yeah.
guild.
She very much looks up to Gajiel and Natsu, and
Oh,
they look they definitely are very protective of her because she's so young.
Especially earlier on.
Yeah.
Because even though she is a Dragon Slayer, she doesn't necessarily have the offensive dragon powers.
Not
those
yet
two have.
anyway. Yeah,
Because, she's the Sky Dragon.
yeah.
Well, oh great, you control wind gusts and things.
Wind can be cool, bro. You can cut people.
Well, she gives like power boosts to people. It's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
she does.
She's
Yeah,
almost like
she's-
the support. Of
Yeah,
the team.
like if this was a game, she would be definitely. I definitely wish there's a ton of fairy tale games in Japan. I wish a lot of those came over here.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would love to have a fairy tale fighting game or a fairy tale adventure game. It would be awesome.
Has there ever been like a shonen beat 'em up, or like a shonen fighting game?
Yeah, what's that one they had a couple of years ago?
I'm asking you.
They had it in J-Star's Victory Plus.
Ah.
It had a whole bunch of shonen characters, but from Shonen Jump.
just
specific.
Jump.
So it had, it had Goku, it had Naruto, it had Ichigo, it had, I think it even had Toriko, but it had some, amazing characters. That game did really well. It had Rurouni Kenshin in it. Like, it had a lot of amazing characters, and
Let's
that game...
talk about Kenshin.
That game really did well, so I was expecting a sequel sometime, but they haven't talked about it yet. So
That's surprising because
Yeah.
that'd be really even if it was like a Smash Brothers style game.
and a lot of people were wondering
That'd be a
where
lot of
Fairy
fun.
Tail was in that, or not. But again, it's a different shonen. It's not
Yeah,
Shonen
shonen,
Jump.
yeah, it's
These were specifically all Shonen
Specifically
Jump.
Shonen Jump.
Like, and the two newest ones are Black Clover and
My Hero.
My Hero are the newest ones for sure.
Those are supposed to be the new big two to compete with.
Because Naruto's gone, and
and no one gonna,
Bleach is gone.
No one's gonna compete with Oda-san. That's all. That's all I gotta say.
very true. It's amazing how that story keeps going. But
Number
Fairy
one.
Tail, go check it out. It's fantastic. It's a great series full of friendship, really fun anime.
Let us know if you download the theme or not. I guarantee you will.
And definitely tell us what you're watching right now and what you want us to
Give
review.
We really do need suggestions because me and him butt heads about what we want to talk about. Because of course, I've seen things he hasn't seen. He's seen things I haven't seen. So we're trying to get on the same page with everything. So that's why we have been doing a lot of like older shows.
Yeah.
Because they're just kind of like refreshers. We don't really need to watch the entire
Yeah.
thing to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like usually I have an outline. Like we didn't have we just wanted to talk
yeah,
fun
we just
fairy
wanted
tale.
to talk fairy tale.
Yeah, we just want to talk fun
25
fairy
minutes,
tale,
yeah.
some shonen. We'll get to One Piece eventually. We'll do some of the other big ones. Even if you guys want a Naruto one, we'll talk. I know enough Naruto to talk about
That's
it.
gonna have to be like a podcast episode.
It'll be long, yeah. How long was our Fooly Cooly episode? It was pretty long.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine?
and that was 6 episodes.
Can you imagine talking about One Piece for that long? Like, I can talk about One Piece
Whoa,
for like days.
we would have to cut it down a little bit. We just talk specifics.
Why don't we
of
just
anime
do
time.
like a live stream of it and just us discussing?
We
One
could,
Piece?
but I have quite a few ideas. He has quite a few ideas in mind for our next episode of Anime Time. So just stay tuned. Enjoy this episode. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. If this is the last you see of me until the next podcast before New Year's,
Yes, have a Merry Christmas.
definitely enjoy.
Hope you get all your presents.
I hope you do. I hope you're good, kiddos. I hope you're good for sure.
Stay off that naughty list.
Yeah, appreciate all the love support. Appreciate Chad coming on as usual. My co-host at Anime Time. I know I got to get Kelvin on and a couple others on for Anime Time.
Stop slacking, fellas.
Yeah, let's tighten up. Let's tighten up a little bit.
You know how often he calls me to come here?
Yeah,
I don't know if he's calling you that often, but
but it's really fun, amazing show, and anime is great, and we love the support that's been on the channel. And, you know, it's really fantastic. So like, comment, subscribe. Your fellow Straussman, the GG. And Chad, we're outie.
I don't know how he does it.